A new sales district manager at Sarah Lee is about to hold an annual performance evaluation with Sarah, as Sarah Lee's salesperson. The previous year, Sarah received a rating of satisfactory, but this year, the new sales manager gave her performance an unsatisfactory rating. Sarah has already been notified about her performance rating and is now headed to a meeting with the new sales manager to discuss her performance.
Come on in. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Jillian.
How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Good. Well, thanks for meeting with me today. I realized that you've already gotten your performance evaluation, and I wanted to bring you in here to talk about your unsatisfactory rating. How do you feel about the unsatisfactory rating I gave you for your performance for the year?
It's a bunch of bull. I know these sales figures stink, and I'm not happy about them. I'm saying the sales numbers are not comparable to those of my other salespeople because one of my largest customers went out of business last year. It's unfair to compare my sales with the quota set a year ago or with the performance of other reps in this company after something like this happened.
Well, I am sorry to hear about the loss of a big customer. And I recognize that might come as a big shock to see this huge drop in your performance rating, but the numbers do show that in 4 of the 5 categories, you're below the average for the district.
Those numbers are meaningless. Sales volume is the bottom line. If I get the sales figures, the rest of the numbers don't count.
I agree that sales volume is very important, but I can't dismiss these other numbers completely because they do convey other aspects of your performance and you're not being a top performer. In addition to that, our numbers show that you did not reach quota this year.
May I please see these numbers you are talking about so I can better understand what you're evaluating me on?
Why, of course. Here are the criteria and numbers that I'm judging you on. As you can see, you are below average in every criteria except sales calls per day.
See, this just further proves my point. I lost one of my biggest customers, which explains why my sales growth and sales quota are lower than they should be. The fact that I made more sales calls per day than the average salesperson for the district demonstrates how hard I was working to find new clients to replace the sales I lost from customers that went out of business. I was just unlucky that I did not have success.
I can see your point there, and that would definitely explain a few of these numbers. However, if you're making so many sales calls per day, then why were you only able to obtain 5 new accounts when the average in the district was 12?
Maybe I was reaching out to the wrong potential customers. I don't know. I think maybe since I lost one of my biggest customers, I was trying to replace them with another big customer to make up for lost sales rather than trying to take on a larger number of smaller accounts. Maybe that was the wrong way to go about it. But I mean, come on, it's been a tough year for me. I want some personal consideration here. An evaluation like this would be the kiss of death for me. What kind of future would I have then?
I know this is tough on you, and I would like to find the best solution that satisfies both you and the company. Your sales are lower than the average, so I'm sorry to say that I cannot give you a bonus with this unsatisfactory rating.
But that's not fair. This rating is meaningless. I can prove that my below average numbers are due to the one of my biggest customers going out of business. Why can't you understand that?
I do understand that that might be the case, but these numbers aren't meaningless. They do have some significance and reflect the progress salespeople make during the year. I don't completely agree that your client going out of business is fully to blame for your low numbers, but it may have played a significant role in your rating dropping from satisfactory to unsatisfactory. Because of this, I'm willing to reevaluate your performance at the end of the year.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's so good to hear. I know you'll see what I'm trying to tell you.
Even with this reevaluation, I would really like to see a significant increase in your numbers. And I'm always here and willing to help you or give you any tools and tips that you feel you may need to reach higher sales. I want you to succeed, and I am therefore going to go back and do research on the loss of your large customer, and I would also like to sit in on a few of your sales calls before I reevaluate you.
My rating does improve, as I know you will. Then I can have an increase in salary?
I can't promise anything at this time, but I do agree to have my reevaluation completed in the next 2 weeks, and we'll discuss it then. In the meantime, please put this rating aside and focus on your sales. I'll be contacting you in the next couple of days about sitting in on a few sales calls, so look for my email.
Okay, I understand. I do appreciate you taking the time to reevaluate my performance, and I look forward to sitting on my sales calls.
Thank you, Sarah. And remember, go Sarah Lee!
The sales manager has called Sarah into a meeting to discuss the results of her reevaluation.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, top dog.
After doing further research on the big customer that went out of business this year, I found that it does indeed explain why your numbers are significantly below the average for the district. Therefore, I'm changing your performance rating from unsatisfactory to satisfactory. This does mean that you'll receive your bonus based off your sales figures. However, you will not be receiving a salary increase this year because I would still like to see some improvements in your performance for the next year.
That's not fair. I would have received an increase if my customer had not gone out of business, and that was not something I could control.
It's not appropriate for me to reward a salesperson whose numbers are below the district average. However, I have complete confidence that you'll be able to recover and improve your sales figures in the next year. In order to help you improve your sales, I thought that we could take this time to write out some future goals for you and figure out ways for you to achieve them. Does this sound like something you think would help motivate you to achieve that?
If you think that this would be a useful tool in helping me achieve higher sales so that I can improve on my performance rating and in turn increase my salary, then yes, I am willing to come up with some goals.
I think we should start with the goal of increasing your number of new accounts within the next year and reaching the district average sales numbers within the next 2 years. We can do more in-depth training that covers how to make effective sales calls. That would help lead you to new accounts. I'll make sure to keep you updated on how other salespeople within the district are doing so that you can stay up to date. How do these goals sound?
They sound good, but I think that I would like to do even better and make my long-term goal exceed that of the district average. Another goal would be to become a top salesperson within the next 5 years.
That's a terrific goal for you, Sarah. I think this meeting has gone very well, and I look forward to hearing updates from you about how sales and accounts are going. Remember that I'm always here to help you in any way I can.
Thank you so much, and I promise to do better and increase my performance numbers.
I know you can do it. Thanks, Sarah.